Let's figure out your forehand. What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you being here. We're gonna go over some forehand tips and tricks today. We're gonna go over everything that you need to have an efficient, powerful, and accurate forehand. But first, if you love all things disc golf entertainment, be sure to subscribe down below and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the new fun that's heading your way soon. Let's get into the video. The forehand, very important to have a well-rounded game. It provides you the ability to fade your discs in a different direction. It allows you to maintain eye contact with your target through the entirety of your throw. It allows you smaller movements, so it allows you to have a more accurate attack toward the basket. Well, many great benefits come with having a forehand. So let's start with your footwork. Your power comes from the ground up, so footwork seems like a logical place to start. Unlike a backhand where you're wanting that staggered stance, you're gonna have your feet fairly lined up with your target in a forehand situation. Your foot is not going to be pointed directly at your target, nor will it be completely perpendicular to it. So that slight angle to your foot allows for your hips to fire. So it allows during your reach back, you can turn your hips toward the outside as you're pulling the disc through. Your hips are able to engage, transfer that energy from the ground through your hips, through your core, and into your hands. Does that make sense? So we want the ability to turn our hips out, pulling through, have those hips fire through the core and pushing the disc forward. The second part is getting that elbow nice and close to your body. See a lot of people that try to put a whole lot of arm into their throw. It's really counterproductive to do that. You're not allowing your body to generate the torque through your body. So you're wanting to keep that elbow nice and close. So on that reach back, pulling through, keep that elbow nice and close, allows you to get a good whip on your disc, giving you that torque necessary to propel the disc forward. So we've got our feet where we need them in a good athletic stance, allowing our hips to fire. We're keeping our elbow nice and close. Now we're gonna move into the grip. I personally use kind of this pistol grip. You can make finger guns with your hand. The disc can fit right in there nicely, and then you just simply turn the pads of your fingers in toward the rim of the disc. Gives me a nice purchase. My thumb pinches in there right there with my fingers. I find it provides a good solid grip that I can manipulate well. I push the disc into the back pad of my hand. Gets really nice and secure there. It's not gonna get a lot of wobble or anything. There's also another grip that you can use. It's called the power grip. You take your index finger and you kind of bunch it up there, and then you take your middle finger and it's extended. It sits in your hand like so. You kind of put your thumb right there pressed against your index finger, and allows both of the pads of your fingers to be right on the disc, and allows for a lot of wrist snap. You can generate a lot of power with this, and some people find that it works really well for them. I find that it just simply is a little inaccurate for me personally, but I know a lot of players that use it and can bomb their forehands. The biggest thing to keep in mind with whatever grip that you use is that when you're pulling the disc through, your palm of your hand needs to stay toward the sky. I see a lot of players roll that wrist over, and it's gonna, for a right-handed player, you're just dumping it off to the left, and you're not really allowing the disc to get a full flight. You want a good pull through, snap, and that's it, right there. Never rolling that wrist over. I know breaking that wrist roll can be really tough, but be sure to just get out there and practice, especially at those smaller distances. If you're trying to really just manhandle on a disc, your attention to your form will actually wane. So just keep it at 100, 150 feet and just work on standstill wrist snap. You really want that snap at the end of your throw. Provides a spin necessary to stabilize the disc and give it a full flight. So really work on just getting those snaps when you're out practicing in a field, getting some practice throws in, and your discs are spread out everywhere. I highly suggest just stand still forehanding back to your bag. It's easy, it's a small, they're typically shorter distances, and it just allows you to snap that wrist and put the disc up there next to your bag, and you're practicing just while you're cleaning up. Okay, so let's review. Your legs lined up toward your target. Your feet slight angles to ensure that your hips can get good rotation. Your feet just outside of shoulder width apart. Good athletic, good weight transfer available to you. On your reach back, you're gonna keep that elbow nice and close to provide the torque necessary, pulling the power from your legs through your hips into your core, through your arm into the disc, right? So getting that elbow nice and close at the very end of your shot, snap that wrist, provide the speed necessary to stabilize the disc and allow you to get a full throw in. And as always, I highly recommend that you film yourself while you're throwing. In your head, you look one way, but in reality, you look another way. Be sure to film yourself, find the areas that you need to improve, and go to work. I'll show you a few examples. As far as your run up for a forehand, there are so many ways that you can do it. The big thing to keep in mind is whatever you do to make sure that your timing stays consistent. I've watched Avery Jenkins and Paul Macbeth, so I've kind of got the swing around and then hop up. You've got the Nate Sexton, kind of like the little crow hop that he does. The thing that they all have in common, no matter what you're doing to maintain your timing, is that their feet always land right in the same spot. That's something that you can see. All the pros, no matter what they're doing, they always come to the same spot in that load. So their feet will get here, arms are back here, and they're pulling through, transferring all of that energy through their body in very, very similar ways. So do whatever you gotta do with your timing. Typically, less is more. I wouldn't suggest like holding the disc up here and then expecting that you're gonna get the same pull through every time. So less is more. If you can keep it short and sweet and to the point, that's always better. Well, that's all I've got for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that it helps you become a well-rounded disc golfer. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below. And remember, if you love all things disc golf entertainment, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the new fun that's heading your way. I'll catch you next time.